Here in the Veterans Memorial Garden. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Sandra Washington, thank you for representing the city and being here today. Appreciate that. On this day, 24 years ago, our nation experienced stunning acts of terrorism, unthinkable acts that shook us to our very core. For so many of us, that morning marked a defining moment in our lives. We remember where we were and what we were doing when we first heard the news. We remember the shock, the horror, and the feeling of helplessness. As we gather together today, we also remember the heroes, those heroes who answered the call to aid. We gather to recognize the first responders who rushed to the scene, including those who lost their lives saving others. And this morning, we also gather to recognize the risk our local first responders take on a daily basis to keep us safe. As we think about them and that day 24 years ago, we also remember America's response to the attacks. We remember the country's collective willingness to help those in need when all seemed lost. We remember the spirit of America shining as a beacon of hope for the world to see. Please rise if you can as the wreath is escorted into the garden by representatives of the Veterans Memorial Garden Advisory Council. This wreath, a symbol of remembrance and respect, honors the lives lost on 9/11 and serves as a tribute to the bravery and sacrifice of our first responders and heroes. It will be posted here in the garden as a lasting reminder to the courage and our enduring gratitude. We will never forget. Please join me, face the flag, and we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll go ahead and post the wreath. The wreath will be posted at the 9/11 Memorial, which is just right back here behind us. Thank you. You may be seated, please. I would like now to introduce the events committee members, Joyce Peck and Diane Bartles, who will share the names of the Nebraska's fallen heroes who lost their lives in service to our country in connection with the events of September 11th, 2001.
Ready? Corporal Matthew L. Alexander.
Sergeant Lonnie Calvin Allen, Jr.
Chief Warrant Officer 3rd Class Christopher M. Algar.
First Lieutenant Garrison C. Avery.
Staff Sergeant Daniel A. Bader.
Specialist William L. Buckley III.
Staff Sergeant Michael A. Bach.
Specialist Val J. Borm.
Private Noah L. Boy.
Captain Joel E. Cahill.
Specialist Joseph B. Kemper.
Petty Officer First Class Jeffrey L. Shaney.
Staff Sergeant Lillian Clamers.
Lance Corporal Kyle W. Codner.
Sergeant Wayne R. Cornell.
Sergeant Dennis A. Coral.
Sergeant Germaine L. Debro.
Petty Officer First Class Don Duradara.
Sergeant Justin Duffy.
Staff Sergeant Jason A. Fegler.
Staff Sergeant Jeremy J. Fisher.
Sergeant Joshua A. Ford.
Captain Travis A. Ford.
First Lieutenant Jacob N. Fritz.
Master Chief Petty Officer Jeffrey J. Garber.
First Lieutenant Kevin J. Gaspers.
My son, Staff Sergeant Patrick D. Hamburger.
Staff Sergeant Staff Sergeant Jeffrey J. Hansen.
Corporal Matthew C. Henderson.
Specialist Adam G. Harold.
Petty Officer 3rd Class Micah A. Hill.
Lance Corporal Hunter D. Hogan.
Corporal Joshua W. Hollepeter.
Specialist Darren D. Howe.
First Lieutenant Edward D. Ewan.
Sergeant First Class Tricia L. Jameson.
Corporal Jeremy S. Jones.
Specialist Blake C. Kelly.
Corporal Shane A. Keelan.
Petty Officer 3rd Class Eric L. Knott.
Sergeant James P. Latham, Jr.
Staff Sergeant Kenneth E. Locker, Jr.
Captain Dustin R. Lukasavich.
Sergeant Randy J. Matheny.
Sergeant David M. McKeever.
Petty Officer 3rd Class David J. Marino.
Sergeant Dennis B. Morgan.
Sergeant Corey R. Marasic.
Staff Sergeant Jeremy W. Mulhare.
SEAL Caleb A. Nelson.
Sergeant First Class Scott E. Nicely.
Sergeant Nicholas S. Nolte.
First Lieutenant Mark A. Noziska.
Corporal Dagan W. T. Page.
Sergeant Jason T. Palmerton.
Private First Class Christopher F. Pfeiffer.
Second Lieutenant Seth C. Pierce.
Staff Sergeant Benjamin G. Prang.
Specialist Blaine E. Redding.
Sergeant Joshua J. Robinson.
Corporal Adrian Robles.
Sergeant Robert C. M. Schulte.
Sergeant Jacob S. Schumacher.
Lance Corporal Michael D. Scholl.
Sergeant Michael P. Sousa.
Captain Scott N. Shimp.
Specialist Benjamin J. Slavin.
Staff Sergeant Christopher W. Swisher.
Master Sergeant Linda A. Tarango Grease.
Airman First Class Luis M. Vasquez.
Specialist James R. Wolf.
Specialist Edwin Eddie C. Wood.
Private First Class Eric P. Woods.
Specialist Dustin L. Workman II.
Captain Robert J. Usalis.
Lance Corporal Brent B. Zucha,
Sergeant Eric M. Holke,
Tech Sergeant Joseph Lim,
Chief Warrant Officer 2nd Class Derek M. Rasmussen,
Sergeant Philip J. Spivak,
Lance Corporal Drew W. Weaver,
Airman Jason J. Doyle,
Crew Chief Joshua Michael Wilsusen.
Thank you, Joyce and Diane. In October of 2001, federal legislation was introduced declaring 9/11 to be a national day of mourning. The result was a resolution proclaiming September 11th, 2002, the first Patriot Day. Since then, each president has continued to recognize Patriot Day, challenging the people of the United States to pray for the nation, to remember those who gave their lives, and to honor their memory by finding ways in which we can all serve. On behalf of the city and the Veterans Memorial Garden Advisory Council, we'd like to thank the heroes here in our community who are always there to help in times of need. I would like to particularly thank our law enforcement officers and first responders for their service. As we close, I would invite you to take a few moments of quiet reflection here in the garden. Veterans Memorial Garden Advisory Council members, as well as Parks and Rec department staff, will be available to assist with any questions. Thank you for taking the time to join us this morning as we remember those we lost on 9/11 and those who inspired a grieving nation with their acts of heroism. May we remember them, may we celebrate them, and may we honor them by performing our own acts of service on this 24th anniversary of 9/11. On an additional note, there is a blood drive today here in the city at Fire Station 1, which is located at 18th and Q Street between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're interested, I'm sure they would love to see you there. Again, thank you for joining us here in the garden today. We appreciate you coming to join us and celebrate and remember 9/11. Thank you and have a great day.